Hey, it's Vicky and I'm standing in my kitchen because I'm getting ready to start another books and baking reading vlog where I read a cozy mystery that includes some recipes and review not only the book but also the recipes. So I did a video like this back in January and I had a lot of fun with it and knew that it was one I wanted to try to do again, and an opportunity presented itself and here we are. So this time around I'm going to be reading Key Lime Pie Murder by Joanne Fluke. In the first video I read a Joanne Fluke book. I read Blueberry Muffin Murder. It was really fun. This one I picked up to read this month for the Buzzword Reading Challenge, where the buzzword is flavors, and I knew like I'm gonna do another Joanne Fluke book and I'll do another books and baking because it was a lot of fun. So I'm doing things a little bit differently though in this video. In the first one, every recipe that was in the book, and I think there were like 7 or 8 in that one, I made every single recipe as I came across it in the story. I would make the recipe and review it. And I decided that that was a little bit too much. And luckily I decided that I was not going to do all the recipes because this one has 16 recipes in it and that would have just been way too much. So I went ahead and chose 4 recipes from the book, and I kind of tried to space them out throughout the book so that I'm not making everything in the first like 100 pages or something. And I'm not going to tell you what they are until I make them, though the title is Key Lime Pie Murder, so you can probably guess what one of the recipes is gonna be. So I went ahead and I went to the grocery store and I got all the things I needed because there were definitely some things on my recipe list that I just do not have in my pantry. And I'm really excited for these. I think that they are gonna be perfect for this time of year because this book actually takes place in the beginning of June. So the recipes sort of reflect the season. Because I don't know about you guys, but I feel like in the summer months when you are doing especially like desserts or baked goods, they tend to be more light, still comfort foods and still tasty, but they tend to be lighter. And I really found that when I was getting the ingredients. This time it was like I mostly needed eggs. It's a lot of eggs, whereas in the first video, I felt like I was buying 50 pounds of butter. So yeah, I think it'll be fun to try some of these. The recipes I picked are I think pretty unique. Things I've never tried before, but sound kind of tasty. Yeah, so the synopsis for this one, like I said, it takes place in the beginning of June. Our main character, Hannah, owns a bake shop in this little town in Minnesota. Her bake shop is called the Cookie Jar, and in her town they are getting ready to do like a kind of kickoff to summer carnival, and she is going to be hosting, I believe it's like the baked goods contest or something, or she's going to be one of the judges. There you go. She's going to be one of the judges for this contest, and basically somebody turns up murdered around the time of the carnival, and Hannah has to figure out who murdered her and why. Him or her. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl who gets murdered. But so I really enjoyed the first book I read in this series, and because it has the mystery element, but it is lighthearted and kind of fun, even though it's talking about murder. And this is probably going to be no different. So yeah, and I think it's like just a good seasonal read because we are also getting to the point in the year where we're going to start thinking about summer, maybe doing some pre-summer stuff. So yeah, so I have all my stuff. I am ready with all of my ingredients that I'm gonna need. And when I get to the first recipe, I'm gonna make it and let you guys know what I think of it. So we are 100 pages in to Key Lime Pie Murder, and we have reached the first recipe, which happens to be key lime pie. So I have never made key lime pie before. I don't think I've ever even ate key lime pie before, but we're gonna try it today. It seems like it's relatively simple ingredient-wise. Like there's not a ton of ingredients. It's like eggs, lime juice, sugar, sour cream, sweetened condensed milk. But what does intimidate me a little bit is the meringue that goes on top, like getting it to that right consistency. I definitely have never done that before. So I'm a little bit nervous about that, but we're gonna do our best, and it's hopefully gonna be really tasty. And I actually learned something in reading this book about key lime pie, that it actually is not meant to be green looking. Lime juice is actually more like yellow. So if you ever come across a key lime pie that is green, it's because the baker used green food coloring. So good to know. So I'm gonna start cracking eggs and kind of try to also talk about the book. So challenge accepted. Because you use eggs, you use egg yolk and one whole egg in the, like, what do you call it for the pie? The pie. But for the meringue, you use the egg whites. So you have to like separate eggs, which is always sometimes tricky. So anyways, this first egg goes to the whole egg. So we're 100 pages in, and the murder has not happened yet, which I'm a little bit surprised by, honestly, because the book, I think total is, I want to say it's like around 350 pages, maybe a little more than that. And so I'm like, the whole point of the book is this like cozy murder mystery, and we're 100 pages in and the murder hasn't happened. So yeah, I'm still kind of waiting to see, you know, the details of this murder. I do know who gets murdered because they tell you on the back. So I already know who the character is that gets murdered, but I don't really know the details. But I have been kind of taking notes this go around to try to help me solve the mystery. I'm gonna try to solve it like and really pay really good attention to the details. But I did ask, actually, I went on to YouTube and asked you guys, I did a poll asking like, do you want this vlog to have spoilers or to be spoiler free? And you guys want it to be spoiler free. So I am gonna keep it spoiler free for you. So yeah, obviously I'm not gonna tell you who the murderer was when we find out, but I do wanna kind of try to keep track of the clues and everything to see if I'm right about who murdered this character. So in this first 100 pages, you're basically just being introduced to, like kind of reintroduced to the town, or introduced if this is like the first time you've ever read from this series. It's definitely the type of series where you don't have to read the books in order. It's fine. Everything, Joanne Fluke kind of brings you up to speed on who everybody is and like what's the deal with the town and all that kind of stuff. So this part was mostly introducing you to the town and like what's going on. And I think I mentioned in the intro that like the main kind of storyline in this is that there's a carnival going on. So that's kind of been the first part of the book, is just like showing you the details of this carnival and giving you all of those kind of like fun community carnival vibes. And you're introduced to, mostly the characters are people from the town, but you have met one person who is not a member of the community. She's actually a member of the carnival, like the traveling carnival. And so other than that though, you have basically, most of the characters are people that have already been in other books and stuff like that. All right, I'm finishing with my last egg. This is very nerve-wracking. And that first egg the yolk did not want to come out. I don't know what was going on, but, so yeah, I don't really have much to say about the plot because the murder hasn't happened. So I need to get to the murder aspect. Where is the murder? So I'm basically following the recipe exactly, except I did not find key limes in my grocery store. And she actually says it in the recipe that they're actually kind of hard to find. So you can just, you know, use regular limes if you need to. So I got my limes. So I'm gonna start juicing those, and yeah, I'm gonna just get the filling done, and then I will take you with me while I try to do the meringue, and we'll see how it goes. waiting for the main pie to bake. And I went and checked the mail and I got something kind of exciting I thought I would share with you guys. So I don't know if any of you guys are aware, but there is a readathon that's going to be going on in July called Summerween. It's hosted by Gabby from Gabby Reads, and I can't remember the other person. Oh my gosh, I'm terrible. But anyways, I didn't take part in this one last year because I feel like I was like out of town or something. But it sounds like so much fun. So I'm planning on taking part in that. It's in the beginning of July. And they made stickers to kind of like coincide with the readathon. So that Gabby's sister makes on her Etsy shop. And they were so damn cute that I had to get some. So yeah, she packages them everything up like really cute. The shop is called Remarkably Rach. Her name's Rachel. And so she designed them all and they're just so cute. The vibe of these stickers is just so, it's like a vintagey, like sort of 70s, like with like the font and everything. The vibes are very 70s. And so I had to get these for my planner for the week of the readathon. And or I'll probably do a page in my planner about the readathon. But this is like the main logo for the readathon. And I thought it was just so cute. So there's that one. And then we've got a ghost and a bat, which is really cute. They also look very cute. I love this van. Super cool. And then this pumpkin also like looks cute. And then like these cute like vintage glasses and like a stack of books. It's not gonna come, there we go. And then I really love this one. It's like a little bookshelf with a pumpkin on it. There we go. And it just, they're so cute. And I can't wait to put them in my planner for Summerween. So if I remember, I'll try to link like the details for Summerween down below. So if you're interested in doing the readathon, you can. There's like prompts and stuff and it just seems really fun. I also ordered a shirt with like the main logo on it because again, I just fell in love with that logo. So it's super cute. Oh, I missed a sticker. There's also this one. All right, now comes the scary part, the meringue. So I've got my egg whites from earlier. I got the whisk attachment on my mixer. And we're gonna see how this goes. So it says, we have the 4 egg whites. Add the cream of tartar and salt to the bowl with your egg whites. Mix them in. Okay, that seems easy enough. Beat the egg whites on high until they form soft peaks. Now, I don't know what soft peaks means, so I'm just gonna guess. And here we go, fingers crossed. We're trying, here we go. On high. Help if I plug in the mixer. Here we go. It's getting foamy, okay. Ooh. I think those are soft peaks, I think. I don't know if you guys can even hear me over this thing, but oh my gosh. That's so crazy. I'm seriously amazed by this, okay. Now I have to sprinkle in sugar. This is so cool. I am amazed by this right now. Whoa. Whoa. That looks so cool. Okay, it says that when the egg whites form firm peaks, stop mixing, tip the bowl to test the meringue. If the egg whites don't slide down the side, they're ready. So let's see. Oh my God, this is so cool. It looks like shaving cream, but like, and look at that, it's not sliding. Oh my God, you can't even see what I'm doing. Jeez Louise, Vicky. Look at that. It looks like shaving cream and it's not sliding, so I think it's ready. So here's our pie waiting for meringue. As you can see, it is very yellow. It is definitely not a green color. And then I got my meringue. It says to like spread it on the top and then like you can create some sort of fancy pattern, and I don't know how that's gonna go for me because I don't think I have those kinds of culinary talents, but let's try. So you just take, I guess you just take this. I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm doing. You just smooth it on there? Do you like pile all of it on at once? I don't know if that's a good idea. I'm gonna do it though. This is amazing to me though, that like this came from whipping eggs at a high speed. And a little bit of cream of tartar. Tartar, how do you say that? And like I don't wanna taste it because it is raw eggs, which is kind of gross, but it is going back in the oven, so that makes me feel a little better. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use all this. This is a lot. I feel like I have it piled on pretty thick. And then like, there's a lot left in here. When the pie is covered with meringue, either dot it with the flat side of the spatula to make points in the meringue, or smooth it out into a dome and make circular grooves with the tip of your spatula from the outside rim to the center to create a flower-like design. I don't get that. Like that? Oh, is that what they mean? Like that? Oh my God. Yeah, this is not gonna be a pretty pie. But hopefully it'll taste good. Okay, so like I said, it's not a pretty pie. Looks aren't everything, as we know. Don't judge a pie by its meringue. Just like we don't judge books by their covers, right? But it has to go back in the oven for 12 minutes. So here we go. Look at her. She looks pretty good, I think. I don't really know. Hopefully she tastes good. We're gonna probably have this for dessert after dinner tonight. So we will do a taste test once it cools and all that good stuff. All right, so we're giving the pie a taste test. I have to say the consistency is a little weird. It's more like pudding, and I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to be. Austin's eating his off camera because he doesn't want to be on camera.
No, I prefer not.
But, I don't know, let's see.
I wouldn't go out of my way to eat it.
What I don't like is it's not, I was expecting like a,
more of a texture.
Like a cheesecake consistency, and this is like
mush.
It's like pudding.
It's like baby food.
So I don't know if I didn't cook it right.
But then again, neither you or I are experts in key lime pie. We usually go with the fruit pie or the, you know, basically something else. So
I gotta try the meringue though, because that was really fun to make.
Yeah, it's okay. It's
okay. Honestly though, I don't know if I'm gonna eat anymore.
No, one star out of 5.
Okay, so I think I know where I went wrong with my key lime pie recipe. So I bought a store-bought shortbread crust, and it came in like a little metal pie tin. And I was worried about it being too flimsy or like hard to pick up, so I put it in another pie dish. I don't know if it's glass, whatever. I put it in another pie dish, and I think that hindered it from cooking completely. Like I should have just put the pie pan on a cookie sheet instead. And I think that's why the consistency was off, because it was undercooked. So it's not the recipe's fault, it was my fault. And I know now if I make this ever again, or any other time that I use a store-bought pie crust, to not put it into another pie dish, because that's gonna mess it up. So I learned my lesson, we're good to go, it's fine. It was not the recipe's fault. So we are to the next recipe though. They are called Popovers, which are basically like big fluffy dinner rolls, and they just sounded really good and easy to make. It's very simple. There's only 1, 2, 4 ingredients. So you have eggs, flour, milk, and salt. Pretty basic. And then you can put different kinds of like tasty butters on them. So I might do, there's a couple different options in the book for different butters. I'm probably gonna do honey butter because I have honey and I have butter and I think that'll just be tasty. So yeah, I'm gonna make these. I might have one with my lunch because it is getting to be lunchtime. And the rest we could probably have with dinner because I'm just making pasta, so they might go okay with pasta. We'll have to see. But the other exciting news is that we got to the murder. The murder has happened, and yeah, it was a pretty cool reveal the way it all happened, and there's already been sort of a suspect kind of put on the list, but they have not been interviewed or had any time on the page. It's just been other people mentioning like, oh yeah, this person may have had a motive to kill our victim. And so yeah, the investigation mystery aspect of it all has begun. It did take a little while to get there, but it's okay because sorry, the oven's been preheating for my popovers. But so yeah, they are now in like investigation mode, but it still has like all of the cute things that you would expect to find in like a summer carnival or fair is all kind of in there too. So you have things like there's like a beauty contest going on, and actually that's like what the victim, she wasn't a judge for the beauty contest, she was like a chaperone. So she kind of had to just kind of make sure that all of the contestants were where they needed to be and that they were doing everything right and all that sort of thing. But she wasn't actually a judge. So you have like this beauty contest going on. You have the baking contest, obviously, because that's where Hannah comes in. She's a judge for the baking contest. You have like magic shows and all that kind of like fun stuff, like the cool, like the fun, like stands that you always find when you go to the carnival where there's like cotton candy and this and that. But it's funny because there's this like sort of ongoing storyline in the book where there's a stand where they sell deep fried candy bars, and Hannah, she keeps wanting to try one, but then every time she goes up to the booth, like something happens or like somebody comes and pulls her away, so she hasn't been able to try one yet. So it's kind of like the ongoing joke of the book is like, is she ever gonna get a deep fried candy bar? So yeah, it's going really well. Like I said, there's only really been one person of interest kind of connected to the murder, so a lot of that like hasn't quite happened yet. But I'm gonna go ahead and make my popovers and give them a taste and see how they come out. This should be a lot easier than the key lime pie recipe, so I'm just gonna get going on it. Whoa! They look a little burnt, but I don't know. Okay, so now I have to poke them with a sharp knife to release the steam. I follow the directions, but I don't know, they seem like they're a little bit overcooked. So here they are. They look a little burnt. I followed the recipe to a T, so I don't know what happened, but I'm gonna let them cool a little bit more and then I'll try one. I'm gonna make some honey butter to put on them. Hopefully it's just the outside is just a little crusty and the inside is nice and fluffy. I don't know, we'll see. All right, so I'm cutting into one. I should just pull it open. I mean, inside, oh, it's so steamy though. They don't look burnt. I mean, they seem okay. They are very hot still. But I just mixed up some butter with honey and I'm gonna try that. All right, here we go. Yeah. It's not bad. They definitely wouldn't be anything special if it wasn't for the butter. Like, the butter is what makes these what they are. I don't hate it. I just don't know why they're burnt on the outside. But I don't hate them. Came out in 2 pieces. No!
Wait, Mom, that isn't cutting.
Oh man, what a bummer.
Bye-bye to it.
All right, I completed key lime pie murder. It is time to wrap everything up, but first let me get into the recipes. So as you guys probably saw, maybe you noticed, that this time around, there were some struggles with the recipes. Some of them on my part, and some of them maybe not. The key lime pie, I definitely undercooked it. The texture was off. The popovers that I made, I think they were almost too crisp on the outside, like they were borderline burnt. And they didn't taste like anything unless you put something on them, like some sort of like flavored butter or jelly or something. So they were okay. The orange cake was actually really good, except you might have remembered or saw when I went to dump it, like pop it out of the bump pan, it broke into 2 pieces. And that always happens to me when I have to like transfer something out of the pan it cooked in. I feel like that always happens. And I think next time if I were to make that again, because I would make it again, but I think I would not use the glaze on the top. I would probably just do powdered sugar because the cake was good. It had good orange flavor. The glaze was almost too much orange flavor. It was like overpowering, and I think powdered sugar would be awesome. And then the last thing I made were these cookies called chippers, and the reason I wanted to make them was because they had crushed up potato chips in them, which just sounded really cool to me, and I love potato chips. And those ones were pretty good. I liked them. My kids did not. For them, I think it was a texture thing because there's the crushed up chips, and then also there's like chopped and like crushed up pecans or pecans, however you say that. If you say pecan or pecan, what side of the aisle are you on that? Is it pecan? Is it pecan? Anyway, those are in the cookie, and so it made kind of an interesting texture, and I don't think my kids really liked that, but I thought they were good. They were good. So I think my favorite recipe of the 4 that I made was probably the orange cake. Like I said, I would just tweak it a little bit and not put the glaze on it. Otherwise, it was pretty tasty. So I would go orange cake, chippers, key lime pie, because next time I will cook it properly and it would not be undercooked, because otherwise the flavor was definitely good. And then the popovers were probably my least favorite. And now getting into the book, so I completed the book, and for this one, I think it was more like the summer vibes that I was liking, the carnival vibes, the stuff that was kind of going on within the town and with the characters, because the mystery definitely, I feel like, took a back seat in this one. First of all, the murder didn't happen until over 100 pages in. It's a 350-page book, so I was kind of like, where's the murder? What's happening? And then I feel like you definitely kind of got dragged along for a while, and then when the murderer was revealed and all that stuff came out, I felt like it was super rushed. It was literally in the last 20 pages that like a bunch of, like, I feel like was like when everything kind of got solved, because I was trying along the way to write down clues as they came along and characters and possible suspects and trying to like put it together and guess it on my own. And I just felt like it was like slow going, and then bam, it all happened very fast. So for me, the mystery was actually lacking a little bit in this one, but because the carnival vibes and the small town vibes and just the overall coziness of it was good, I actually really did like. I gave this 3 stars. So I would definitely read more of these books. There are a ton more. I would definitely read more of them and try the recipes again. It's, you know, it's kind of like hit or miss with them, I think. This one I definitely, like I said, struggled a little more with the recipes. I don't know why. But the book was still enjoyable. It was fun. It's definitely a series that if you are into cozy mysteries and small town vibes and all of that, this is definitely a series to check out. If you like to bake, it's also a great one to check out because of the recipes. Yeah, so overall this was a fun experiment. Well, it isn't really an experiment. I've done it before. I enjoyed doing this type of video again. And yeah, I would probably do it again, but let me know down below if there are any other books like this. I think I asked this in the last video too, and I feel like I did get a couple of suggestions, but let me know anyway if you know of any cozy mysteries that also feature recipes, because I would love to, you know, possibly continue doing a vlog series like this, but I don't want to continue to just do Joanne Fluke books. I want to kind of try to mix it up a little bit. So if you have any ideas, please let me know. And I guess that's it. So overall, this was a fun vlog, and I hope to do it again soon. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And let me know down below, of the 4 recipes that I made, which one sounds the best to you. I know you didn't get to try them or anything like that, but let me know which one you would want to try the most. All right, so that is it. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will talk with you soon. Thank you so much for watching.